Today, the case that most urgently needs to be made for Israel is the liberal case. As a columnist for the Wall Street Journal, it is very easy for me and natural to me to make a right-of-center case for Israel. Throughout America, Christian Zionists are making a powerful Christian case for Israel. For all of our Mishugas, Jews, broadly speaking, can make, of course, the Jewish case for Israel. But what is the liberal case for Israel? I often go to college campuses where I address audiences very unlike this one, audiences of very young people, not all of them, or not even a majority of them Jewish, many of them non-committal about Israel, and many of them also hostile, at least in a kind of vague sense, but hostile to Israel. And I always put the following case to them. I ask them, these young kids, I say, how many of you are for gay rights? All hands go up. I say, great. How many of you think that gays should serve in the military, should be allowed to serve in the military openly? All hands go up. Terrific. Then I ask, how many of you feel that women are as entitled to every single choice and opportunity as a man is in society? How many of you believe in women's rights in the broadest sense? All hands go up. Metsuyan, Yofi, it's wonderful. Then I say, how many of you think that if you're an artist, one of your rights is the right to offend the sensibilities of your audience? All hands go up. How many of you think that if you're a politician and you've committed a crime, say you've embezzled money, or say you've sexually harassed one of your employees, how many of you think that you should be prosecuted by the law, if necessary, through criminal charges? All hands go up. How many of you think that if you're accused of a crime, you have a right to a decent, impartial jury and judge and trial and appeal if necessary? All hands go up. How many of you are opposed to the death penalty? Most hands go up. Now, having laid all of that out, I turn to these kids and I say, terrific. The only country in the Middle East that has applied precisely the values I have described consistently and ever more broadly is Israel. It is not Palestine, where gay Palestinians flee for their lives and wind up on the streets of South Tel Aviv. It is not Jordan or Egypt, where honor killings of women are endemic. It is not Iran, which has, after China, the highest execution rate in the world. It is not Egypt, which has lived under the emergency orders of a military regime for the past 28 years. The only country that espouses the values that you have just professed to me through your votes are your own is Israel. So, before you criticize Israel, before you call it an apartheid state, ignoring the 120,000 Ethiopian Africans who are Jews, or the 75,000 Indians, or the 2 million Sephardic Jews, before you do that, tell me, by all means criticize Israel, but don't do so from the standpoint of a hypocrite to your own values. That, to me, seems to me the case that urgently needs to be made for Israel now, urgently needs to be made among your children or your grandchildren on college campuses, and if we can make that case effectively, we will have won over a new generation to this cause, to this country.